6 quarterbacks that you need to target in your fantasy football draft. Let's get it, baby. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Tap. My name is Michael, and this is Brooks and John. Guys, how are you doing?
Doing wonderful on this beautiful. When is this going to be posted? Beautiful
On
day.
this beautiful day.
This beautiful day. We'll do
Yes.
that. Beautiful day.
Or should we say evening? At the time of the recording, it is not too bright out, as you can see behind me.
But we don't know what day this person clicked on our video and decided to spend some time with us.
It's true.
We don't. But
right.
we thank you for joining in, and I'm feeling dandy. We're hoping that you all feel the same too. About to talk about some quarterbacks. About to get into it.
QBs, baby. QBs. All right, we got 6 of them. Each of us have 2 that you need to target at their current ADP. John, you want to get started?
I guess we can start off with me. I'm not against it.
Dope. Let's go.
All right. So the first guy that I am targeting in my drafts right now is actually going to be Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
I don't know if you guys have heard about this guy. Some quarterback. Likes to throw the ball a lot, apparently. Sometimes decides to take it out of the pocket. But he did have an MVP finish just 2 years ago. Finished as the quarterback 1 with not only insane rushing ability, but also leading the NFL in offensive passing touchdowns that year. And it wasn't even like he had that incredible of a passing season in general. Only ended up throwing for 3,127 yards, only 401 attempts, which put him at 26th in the NFL that year. Moving forward this year, what you can expect is with the lack of a Marquise Brown down the field spreading the ball out, you can expect a lot of Lamar Jackson doing some playmaker abilities. I think we're going to see him have an uptick in those rushing touchdowns, which is something that held him back last year. Only on 12 games, he was finishing as quarterback 15 on the season. And with some uptick in passing touchdown production as well, we could see Lamar back in shape for a quarterback 1 finish. I think the upside's absolutely there. And with the rushing ability, it kind of just locks it in. I think we're going to be seeing Lamar playing his heart out for a contract this year and trying to establish himself as the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. There's a reason he's waiting.
Big time. Yeah, no, I do like Lamar this year.
Currently going as quarterback 4.
It is a contract year. So, he is QB4 currently going at ADP of 51.9. So, I mean, he's got the upside of Josh Allen and obviously Mahomes and Herbert and all those guys. I mean, he's definitely one of the guys in the running to finish as the overall QB1 this year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be QB1 this year, actually.
You do?
I do. That's the only reason you would ever take one of these top 4 quarterbacks outside of the QB1. Like, take him that early. Otherwise, you're just going to go late round. But
right.
I think he has the upside to finish as quarterback 1, and I truly think he is going to be quarterback 1 this year.
Dope. Brooks, how do you feel about that?
I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, I'm a big Lamar supporter. I do like Lamar as a player. I mean, especially after just like the constant years of him just exceeding and excelling when it comes to just both sides of the offense, ball passing and rushing. I mean, he's just an elite type of quarterback. So I have no problem with targeting Lamar in any format.
Dope. Awesome. All right, Brooks, let's go. QB1.
All right, so I'm on the clock right now, and I'm going to drop this QB, and I just want to let everybody know that I really do like this player. I know he's been involved with a little bit of controversy in the offseason, but I'm going to be talking about Kyler Murray here.
Oh, my God.
Now,
I thought you were going to say Deshaun Watson, bro. I was like,
no.
What?
Nah. A little less controversial than Deshaun Watson, I will admit. But Kyler Murray, really just coming off of what I would describe to be a pretty good year in terms of fantasy production. He did see a little bit of injury concerns last year. He did miss 3 games due to injury. Still finished as quarterback 10 on the year. Still threw for, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around the 3,700 yards in passing. Had right around the 400 yards rushing season as well. His rushing yards did kind of decline last year from the previous year, where he did rush for double of that 400 amount, right around in the 800 range. But in terms of an elite type of scorer in fantasy football formats. Kyler Murray is that. Now you can talk about the loss of DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 weeks. You could talk about just maybe the poor chemistry that Kyler Murray might have with the organization in general. But if he's on the field and if he's healthy, he's going to ball with the cast around him. He does have Marquise Brown to kind of take away the target concern maybe that DeAndre Hopkins is leaving over there. But remember, DeAndre Hopkins didn't play much of that many games last year, and when he did, he wasn't targeted that much. And Kyler Murray was still able to put up dominant numbers for, I remember in the beginning part of the year, he was a very, very useful quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I would say that you should probably target Kyler Murray. He's QB7 at the ADP board that we were looking at. And I think he should be a little bit higher just because of the outlook that he could have.
Yeah, definitely. I think I see, actually, he's listed at QB5.
I don't know what I'm looking at then, but
it's all good.
My apologies. The argument is still held up there, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's currently QB5. ADP is 61. Rushing upside. That's what, and honestly, I'm going to continue on that trend. My guy jumping over to me is Jalen Hurts. Only had 4 games last year where he was the outside of the top 12 quarterbacks. Obviously, adding A.J. Brown, had over 700 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns. And to be honest, I know it's a lot, but I think it is he can do it again. Like, I don't think 10 rushing touchdowns is a wild number. And that's mainly because he only had 16 passing touchdowns. So either he's going to maybe lose a couple rushing touchdowns, but he's still going to have the passing touchdowns, or vice versa. Another reason why I think Miles Sanders is going way lower than he should, because Jalen Hurts, takes the ball out of his hands in the inside the 10. So Jalen Hurts, my guy, currently going QB6. We literally went 4, 5, 6. 63.7 ADP. So going in that 6th round. Love to do it. You can grab 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, or 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, whatever you want, and then get your quarterback. So I love Jalen Hurts. I really do think, especially with the addition of A.J. Brown, he has got the opportunity to finish as a top 3 quarterback.
Fair enough.
I don't hate it. He was a fantasy stud last year, and with an improved supporting cast, then why not?
Yeah, I think he was. I don't have it directly in front of me, but if I remember correctly, he was the quarterback 1 overall up until week 8 or something like that. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But all right, John, let's go. Who you got?
All right, so if you guys are lucky enough to take a Lamar Jackson or maybe just a solid quarterback, and you're looking for that little late round deep sleeper that you can pick up, go grab yourself Tua. Go grab yourself Tua. I obviously think, Dolphins fan, you can see the memorabilia behind me. If you guys aren't new here, you understand me and Mike both are prominent Dolphins fans.
I am.
And so I just want to point out that you can absolutely grab Tua for a steal. Coming into an offense this year that has completely been revamped. We've got a new receiver on almost every slot outside of the improving coming into a sophomore season, Jalen Waddle, not to mention a plethora of pass catching running backs in the backfield and Mike Gesicki tagged for another season. We're going to be looking at a completely new Miami Dolphins, losing that Patriots feel offense, what you saw from Brian Flores, where short passing game, running game, minimal shots deep. No, we've got some McDaniels in here where not the highest passing volume offense from what we've seen over the past 2 seasons. They've ranked near the bottom. But in the past 2 years, they've also ranked they've 14 in 2021 as far as total touchdowns per game. And efficiency matters. And I think that Tua is going to be an absolute stud. I think you're looking for someone who has the ceiling of a 4,500 passing yard season. We could easily see him eclipse 40 touchdowns this year. But realistically, he's your second quarterback. You're taking him deep in the draft. You're looking at the 10th, 11th round. He is your quarterback 2. He is your shot in the dark horse that's going to carry you to victory when your quarterback goes down.
Wow. Yeah, the 40 touchdowns threw me off, but
Bro, there's 17. There's 17 games this season. The man could average 2 touchdowns a game. No problem.
Yeah, but that's only 34.
You get 2 or 3 extra ones with.
That's just an average. It's just an average.
Yeah. All
right. I'm coming to back you up there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I do like taking 2. I think he's a high end 2 quarterback this year. Obvious upside of a quarterback 1. So I mean, getting him at quarterback 18, I love it.
I said ceiling too. Let me point out to anyone listening right now. I did not just say that he is going to throw 40 touchdowns this year.
Yes, I know you did.
Saying it is in the possibilities, and for that late round grab, where 10th, 11th round quarterback, beautiful. Quarterback 18, that's what you're looking for. You want that upside.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, I like it. And the playmakers, bro. I mean,
the plays.
Everybody's all worried about this deep ball, but I mean, shoot, if you look at Tyreek Hill's game against the Bills in the playoffs, 11 catches, none of them were more than 20 air yards, and he put up 150 yards. So
absolutely.
I mean,
Tyreek thrived underneath last season.
So, yeah. So I like it. I like the pick. I actually put out a TikTok the other day on him.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, yeah, you liked it. So.
I did then. I definitely saw it.
All right.
Forgetful.
Brooks.
Okay. Now, I don't know how I follow up with my 2 Dolphins fans here with the excellent presentation that was just put on the table for Tua. But the room is green. I set it up to be green because I'm going to make the spiciest take of the summer. Now, mark the date of when you watch this video. And I do want to preference this too. I'm going to start this off with how John said this. You've snagged your quarterback in the beginning of your draft, wherever you draft him. You already have your QB1. You're going to have a nice little dart throw, shot in the dark. Draft a quarterback that can have some decent upside that you can get very, very late. And that quarterback is going to be Zach Wilson. Here's the case for Zach Wilson. You have a completely different type of feel on that Jets team. Momentum is everything when it comes to a football team. They believe in themselves, but that's not all. We have a supporting cast that is upgraded. The Jets have drafted arguably from this previous draft that just happened, either the first or second best receiver in the draft, depending on how you look at it. Definitely one of the top receivers in the draft.
Whoa.
Top four receiver.
You ask a lot of draft experts, man. I don't know where these guys were on your boards, but if you talk to a lot of draft experts, Garrett Wilson was one of the.
Let's remember.
Let's talking about the best wide receiver prospect in this draft. But that's not all. We drafted arguably the best running prospect in the draft, running back prospect.
I'll give you that one.
Okay, cool. We have an improved offensive line that ranked 11th in terms of PFF grade from last season. They were ranked 11th. We signed Laken Tomlinson. That's going to be a centerpiece on that offense. Improved offensive line, and the Jets finally have tight ends. Something that the Jets haven't seen in decades is a reliable tight end, and that could be a good safety blanket for Zach Wilson. Young quarterbacks love to throw to tight ends. So
I love Zach Wilson. Don't let me write you off there. Sorry, I wasn't making my comment about that.
No. But it's a shocking pick. And I do want to caution everybody right now that if you're watching this segment, this is a quarterback 2 situation with upside.
Yes.
I don't want you to go out and draft Zach Wilson as your QB1. But what I will say is that I do actually think that you can see some upside in Zach Wilson towards the back end of the year. Something that comes to mind is that Buccaneers game that the Jets almost beat the Buccaneers, except for just the final. If I remember correctly, it was kind of just like a final game type of comeback for Brady. The Jets were actually winning in that game. And Zach Wilson just seemed like a different quarterback. He seemed poised and he seemed confident. And I'm going to end this rant and just say that that's going to be my guy. You can get him stupid late because no one's going to be looking at him. And you'll look like a genius when you listen to Brooks and he pops off in the 2022 season as your QB2.
All right. So I do think his upside. I mean, his upside is there, obviously, clear upside. I mean, this, like you said, upgraded supporting cast. I don't believe in Zach Wilson, but he's got a tremendous amount of upside, which is why the Jets took him. So John, I mean, what do you say about Zach?
I like Zach Wilson. I think there's either something great there or we're not going to be getting much. And I think he's one of the cases where it's going to work well, boom or bust. And as late as he's going, I love him as a second or third quarterback on your team.
Yeah.
And Dynasty.
No third quarterback. You don't need third quarterback.
Depends how deep your rosters are. You never know.
I mean, if you've got like 25 bench spots, then yeah, sure.
I might even be crazy enough, gentlemen, in a super flex league to even have him as a QB2 in a super flex. I might even be crazy enough to do that. You want to know why?
I can top that.
At that point, I could see having three quarterbacks. If you want to grab Zach Wilson, you already grabbed like a top tier quarterback, a mid tier quarterback, and then like Zach Wilson. But it'd be hard for me. It'd be hard for me to have him as my super flex. You know, that'd be hard.
Mark the calendars of the spiciest take of the summer, right here on the fantasy tab.
He only had two games last year over 20 points.
Oh, I know. Rookie struggles were very bad, especially in the beginning of the year. But I will point out, and it's a very interesting fact that I used to actually talk about Zach Wilson and to give me hope. You know, there were only two quarterbacks last year in the last 5 games of the season that did not throw an interception. Those two quarterbacks were the MVP Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson. Definitely improved in the second part of the year. That's all I'll say.
His turnover, yes, not throwing turnovers, yes.
Yeah.
He got him all out early.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want to see in a rookie. If you're going to have a ridiculous amount of turnovers, you should probably get it out of the way early and not towards the back end of your career when you're fighting for a contract.
On the fantasy tab, Brooks is saying Zach Wilson next to Peyton Manning.
Aaron Rodgers. No, he said next to Aaron Rodgers.
No, Peyton Manning threw a shit ton of. Peyton Manning threw a shit ton
30.
Of
yeah, he threw
picks.
30. That was the point. Peyton Manning threw them consistently throughout the season. Zach Wilson did not. Zach Wilson not be Peyton Manning. Give him Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
You want to know something? The last thing I'll say too: go back and look at Josh Allen's rookie season, and then go look at Zach Wilson's rookie season. And tell me what the difference is. It's one game.
No, yeah, it's not. Josh Allen had a really bad year.
Yeah,
I mean, even his second year he got okay, and then he just took off his third year.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Gase was fired the year before, though.
So,
yeah, thank God Zach didn't have Gase.
I will kind of. We had similarity in the first, in our first quarterbacks. The guy that I have next is somebody, because if I grab a top tier guy, if I grab a Lamar, a Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts, even like a Russell Wilson, I mean, top 9 quarterback. Tom Brady's is number 9. So anybody above him, if I grab him or above, I'm not going to grab a second quarterback. I'm not going to waste my roster spot. And I think there's a couple of other guys you can, potentially argue that you don't need a second quarterback for. But the guy I have that is my next guy is somebody who I would love to pair up with guys like Tua, maybe Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, somebody with upside. And that's going to be Derek Carr. Because he's going to give me stability. I know what I'm going to get from Derek Carr. And I think he's got a top 12 season in him. He's only thrown 30 touchdowns one time. He threw over 620 times this year, which is by far the highest of his career. However, you got to look back. He didn't have Darren Waller last year. He was throwing to Zay Jones, Brian Edwards, Hunter Renfrow. Love Hunter Renfrow. But obviously, none of them are Devontae Adams and a healthy Darren Waller and then a healthy Hunter Renfrow. My only concern is the offensive line. Trash. Poop. Not very good. So that is my only concern. I do, however, think he eclipses 30 touchdowns again this year. He's going off the board at quarterback 14, 107 ADP, I believe. Yeah, 107 ADP, which is in the 9th round. I think you can wait. I think you get a bottom of the quarterback 1 spot similarly to Kirk Cousins, I was kind of tossing up the two, like which one do I want like to talk about. I feel like Derek Carr this year with his upgrades, if Darren Waller could stay healthy, he can. And I even like Zamir White coming into that offense. I feel like he's got a little bit higher upside. So I like Derek Carr, like taking Derek Carr. And like I said, I would love to pair him with somebody with upside like the two guys you just mentioned. Right. He also had one more stat. Sorry. He also had the 11th lowest touchdown percentage last year. He only had 3.7%. League average was like 4.25. So, I mean, I definitely think it can increase in the touchdown category.
Yeah, he had a pretty rough year last year on the touchdowns. What I was going to point out, though, is something that, you brought up the point that he just threw 626 passes last season, which is his most in his career and most in his per game basis. That this additional 17th game didn't push the meter for him. But something that really did help push that meter for him to help those more passes is his division's just getting juicier and juicier. The games he's throwing the most passes in, where he's eclipsing 40, where he's eclipsing like the high 35s, is games where he's playing against Patrick Mahomes and Derek Carr, or I'm sorry, Justin Herbert. Yep. The addition of Russell Wilson there this year, he's going to be in 2 more shootouts every season.
Yep.
So while last season was a high point for him, I think it would be dumb to say that he couldn't eclipse that again this year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just by being so. I mean, I like Derek Carr. My problem is that when we saw him, and it could have been coaching back then, but when we saw him with a talented receiving core is when we saw his lowest passing attempts. But you do see a small upgrade in his yards per attempt. And I don't know if that was just, like I said, the coaching back then or what, but I like him. I'll take him as my quarterback 1 if I wait. He's late, so I like him. I'll give it 2.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about him, Brooks?
Oh, I love Derek Carr this year. I actually think that that people are kind of even undervaluing him. I think he actually has potential for like a top 10 season. I don't know if we all like remember back. I mean, it was a long time ago now, but before he broke his leg, he was like cruising like to what I consider to be like an MVP season back then. So, I mean, it's just absolutely cruising and tearing up the league. And I think one of the bigger parts were of the season that he's going to have this year is really going to be Devontae Adams. It's just a massive upgrade in receiver. And like you guys said, Waller's going to be back. I absolutely adore Derek Carr this season. I'm going to try to pick him up in a lot of leagues.
Yeah. 2016, he had just under 4,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns in 12 games. So I'm sorry. No, that wrong stat. Sorry. Just kidding. Disregard that entire thing that I just said. I was looking at the wrong numbers. So, yeah. So that's it. That's our 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah. And, definitely enjoyed doing this with you fellas. And I'm so happy that you guys can, tag along for the adventure. Yeah, 100%. Mike, who do you think had the best quarterback of the group here? Who do you think has the best upside out of everyone mentioned?
Best upside, Jalen Hurts. I really do. I love Jalen Hurts this year.
What's his ceiling to you?
What's his ceiling? I think he can get his ceiling is probably 12 rushing touchdowns and 28, maybe 30 passing.
Okay.
Like that's his top ceiling.
So you're saying like quarterback 2 or 3?
No, I think quarterback 1. Plus his rushing yards. He had 700 rushing yards last year. I think there's a scenario where he gets ceiling 8 to 900. So I do think quarterback 1 is definitely his ceiling overall. QB1 overall.
Gardner Minshew starts the back end of the season, but you didn't hear it from me first.
Oh boy.
Jeez. All right. What about you, John? Highest upside of all the quarterbacks mentioned.
Highest upside versus draft capital would be Zach Wilson to me, honestly. just because you're not paying anything for him. And the upside there is that he plays somewhat of a similar style to, I don't want to say Josh Allen because he's not as big as Josh Allen, but he's got a big arm. He can be semi-mobile. I'm not saying he's going to put up 9 rushing touchdowns this year, but I think ceiling wise, you're looking at someone that can do a 4,000 yard season as well as like 400 to 500 on the ground. So it's going to come down to touchdowns and how the offense, and it's just a huge question mark for me, and I'm interested.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very, very hot take there.
How
It's
about
like
you,
the
Brooks?
spiciest take. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I actually think the answer is Tua. I think he actually has the most upside just because of the addition of Tyreek Hill. I think Jalen Waddle's an absolute stud, and I think he's going to be a stud for many, many years. And I mean, Tua's not bad. There's no question about it. And I definitely think that with the improved cast of that the Dolphins put together on offense, the sky's the limit for that team. And it makes me upset as a Jets fan who sees us going in this direction, but unfortunately, I know we have a lot of work to do to compete with the Dolphins and especially the Bills.
Yeah.
So
everybody.
yeah,
does.
I would say Tua actually has the highest upside of the group because of where his ADP is.
Very good. Very good.
There we go.
All right, y'all. That's it. That is it. That is our 6 quarterbacks you need to target in your drafts at their current spot. So we will see you guys next time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.